It's a little bit of a long story.
Maybe it's his smile. Watch, you'll see. It's contagious.
Just trying a lot of different treatments, not really knowing what to do. Just trying to stay positive pretty much, so yeah.
CJ Abishan broke his arm 13 months ago. A most innocent teenage accident revealed a most horrifying diagnosis. The break happened because a giant cancerous tumor was wrapped around the bone in CJ's arm. The cancer is also in CJ's lungs.
There's no reason to be angry. Can't help it.
And I was in Chicago and I had been asleep. My roommate was gone and my mom called me because we knew he was getting tested for the cancer. And well, mom's like, CJ needs to talk to you. This is one of the 2 worst phone calls of my life. And he was like, you know, I have bone cancer. And I lost it, which we still laugh about today because I'm an emotional wreck. And I was bawling and CJ's laughing at me. He just found out he had cancer and he's laughing at me because I'm like hyperventilating in the phone. I think he was confident the whole time. I mean, I honestly believe CJ deep down always knew how it was going to end, but didn't want to make people, you know, feel sorry for him or treat him any differently or look at him any differently, so he kept, you know, he kept going for himself, but I think he also did it for his family and friends and to give a positive outlook on the experience, you know, because cancer isn't what defined him. And for some kids it is, and that's very sad, but CJ wasn't going to make it that way.
After fighting insurance and fighting cancer, a St. Charles teenager passed away this weekend. And CJ Abishan's death came just days before a huge fundraiser for his favorite charity.
Fox 2's Teresa Woodard is in our newsroom now.
You could look at him and see a kid who loved to watch soccer, but you could look at him and see a budding adult. And that is, I think, the greatest thing about kids is still seeing that innocence and that excitement for life, and yet also seeing the maturing and the responsibility. And he seemed so ready to take that next step towards adulthood. And it kills me to think that he doesn't get to see the next 18, the next 40 or 50 years that he had ahead of him. But in the short time I knew CJ, I know that he loved life. He lived life. And he cared so deeply for people.
CJ's legacy is not about words. It is about fight.
People need to know that kids are dying.
The U.S. government spends far less money researching pediatric cancer than it does researching cancers more commonly found in adults. The National Cancer Institute gave $172 million to pediatric cancer research in 2007, the most recent expenditures reported, versus $572 million for breast cancer, $296 million for prostate, $258 million for colon. And though members of Congress passed a landmark Childhood Cancer Act in 2008, promising $150 million over 5 years, they've only actually given $5 million.
Pediatric cancer funding gets a fraction of what adult cancers get. The reason why it's been this way is that there hasn't been a national movement in this country like there has been for breast cancer with the Susan G. Komen Foundation to raise awareness for breast cancer.
You would have thought somebody was taking care of these kids, and they're really not.
But, I mean, the best thing you can do is to get the word out. It's the main thing that has to happen. You have to have more people join in on the crusade, as my mother calls it. We have to be recognized. We have to have a stronger voice.
Bringing people together, it was awesome to see all my old friends. Wish I had more energy to stay, but yeah, I'm extremely happy with everyone who showed up and helped out.
CJ says I have to hang on, so I have to keep it together.
You can't imagine what it feels like. You can't let it happen again.
We know that this is a long road and a very difficult cancer, but survival rates of children diagnosed with osteosarcoma, and especially metastatic osteosarcoma, must increase. Our hope is that no other mother or father experience the loss of losing a child to cancer. With hope, we continue to smile through the fight against childhood cancer, and we thank you for helping in our son CJ's name.